Shalom, this is Shira Sherbo coming to you from Sfat, Israel, and let's talk about Hanukkah, the festival of lights. And why is it that when we light these candles, and we look at this flame, we just instinctively know that there's something spiritual going on. So think back to the story that we all know, when there was Moses and he sees this burning bush, and there's God talking to him in the flames. So God was using those flames and to get Moses' attention, because this bush is just like burning and burning for days, and it's some kind of supernatural flame, not your normal flame, because the fire doesn't go out, the bush doesn't burn to the ground. It's just this ongoing burning. And so Moses is curious, and I don't know how many people saw the burning bush and just walked by, didn't have time to think about it, but Moses stops. Moses is curious. Okay, what is going on here? Something supernatural is going on here. Why is this? What's going on with these supernatural flames? And so God speaks to Moses through the flames, and he says, Moses, take off your shoes. You're walking on holy ground. And does Moses question that? Does he go, what do you mean holy ground? Looks like any other ground. How do you know it's holy? Of course not. Moses is like, he takes off his shoes. So Moses has this relationship with God where it's like, first he's curious. He has time. He notices. He wants to connect. And then he's obedient. And he doesn't question. If God calls that ground holy, then it's holy. So then you fast forward in history, like 1100 years after that incident with the burning bush, and here's all these people, these Jews. They have holy oil, holy lamps, holy temple, holy day of the week, the Shabbat. They have Israel, the Holy Land, all these holy things. And at this point, the Greeks had taken over the world. The logical Greeks, they're looking at all these, what do you mean holy? What do you mean you have this invisible God that tells you what things are holy? This oil, it looks and smells and tastes like all the other oil. No, we just can't accept this. It's not logical. And so the Greeks, they knock over the holy lamp in the holy temple. They defile the holy oil. And so what happens? The Jews have this one little jar of oil that's not defiled, so they light it, and it's only enough to last one day. And then somebody notices, wait a minute, that oil's still burning. Day 2, day 3, like what's going on? And they think it's just like when God appeared to Moses in the burning bush, and it gets their attention, and they're like, this is God. God is speaking to us. God is here. And it was just such an amazing thing that they could have this connection with God. And so here we are now, this many years later, 3,300 years from the time of Moses, and another like a couple thousand years from the time of the Greeks and the Jewish clash. But here we are, we're lighting these candles, we're looking at these flames. The flames represent our soul. And so the Greeks were all about the body, the physical, glorifying the physical. But when you look at the lamp and the oil and the wick and the flame, the wick represents the body. And what happens? The wick disintegrates. Our body is going to die. And what is the only thing that's eternal? It's that the soul, that flame is represented, the soul is represented by the flame, and you see how the flame just shoots up to heaven. And so our soul is going to return to God. And so this is the things that we can talk to our children about. Like, let's concentrate more on inner beauty. Let's concentrate on our soul. Let's concentrate on, like, if God tells us the definition of what is holy, of what is right and wrong, you know, he's the boss. We're here to listen to him. We're not here to try to be like, well, I think this and I think that, because God is our creator and he knows best. And so the question is, like, if the Hanukkah is celebrated for 8 days, but the miracle was really only for 7 days, because like the oil was enough for 1 day. So the fact that it lasted 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, there's the miracle. But why do we celebrate for 8 days when the miracle was only for 7? Well, I heard something cute. They said, well, it's no small potatoes that we say small potatoes because during Hanukkah we fry potatoes. We fry latkes in oil. And so it's no small potatoes that the oil even burns in the first place, that God created all of these things that we take for granted. And I had a personal lesson of something that I took always for granted. And, it's one of those lessons where you don't know what you got till it's gone kind of lessons. And so I had hurt my knee, and I was having a hard time walking up and down stairs. And I would start to notice people in the street, because I was walking with a limp, and I would notice somebody else that was walking with a limp, and I would be like, their knee probably hurts, their hip probably hurts. And I started to just have compassion for people that have a hard time with all their aches and pains, and it's hard getting out of bed, and all the things we take for granted. And so I'm so happy now that I'm starting to walk up and down the stairs without so much pain. But it's like, it's no small potatoes that we get to walk up and down stairs. It's no small potatoes that we get out of bed every day. So we thank God when we look at the Hanukkah lights and we meditate. We thank Him not just for the big miracles, but for all the things all through the day that we don't want to take them for granted. And, you just don't realize it till you don't have it sometimes. So it was a lesson for me, a lesson in compassion, a lesson to be grateful for everything. So this Hanukkah, when you look at the flames, connect with God, connect with that inner beauty, the soul part of you that's eternal, and just do the things that God says is right to do. Show kindness and compassion and generosity to your fellow man, and to just be thankful to God. Don't take anything for granted. It's no small potatoes. And have a very, very happy Hanukkah. All right, see you next time.